What's going on, everybody? UCF Jaguar back here with GenJag.com, and this Sunday, the Jaguars are finally back home after a terrible two-game road skid, dropping a couple of games to the Kansas City Chiefs and Dallas Cowboys in blowout fashion. But this Sunday is a key matchup, guys. We have the Houston Texans coming in town at 3-3, while the Jaguars sit at 3-3. Now, this is a very important game because it's obviously a divisional game. The Jaguars are already 0-1 in the division, and really the easiest way to get into the playoffs is to be able to control your division. So the Jaguars cannot afford to drop this one to the Houston Texans. So this game is most likely the winner of this game is going to be in first place in the AFC South, probably all by themselves, unless the Tennessee Titans can somehow play a lot better and play a very good Los Angeles Chargers team Sunday morning at 9:30 over in London. So this game, it's really important, and we are going to go ahead and break it down right now. Now, the Texans are coming into Jacksonville a very hot team. They dropped their first 3 games to fall into an 0-3 record, but they're on a 3-game run as they now sit at 3-3, and they are definitely the hottest team in the AFC South right now, as the Titans have been bad, the Jaguars have been bad, and the Colts are down there at 1-5 right now. And it's interesting the way the Texans games are working out, just because they haven't lost a game or they haven't won a game by more than 7 points. So all the games have been extremely close. And this game really, you look at some of the matchups, man. This team, they have a really bad offensive line. Their offensive line might be the worst in the NFL. Deshaun Watson is getting killed back there in the pocket. And, I was looking at the injury report, and apparently, Deshaun Watson, he's playing through, a cracked rib and a, partially collapsed lung or something like that. What the hell? I've never heard of any player kind of playing through that, but Deshaun Watson, man, he's toughing it out, and he's doing his thing. And, Deshaun Watson, he's a quarterback that really has all the potential in the world. He's just, honestly, he's just playing behind a really bad O-line, and he's very unsettled a lot in the pocket. A lot of times I'll see him looking down at the offensive line and trying to kind of, run out of the pocket early, just because he senses the pressure coming even before it even comes. So really, this offensive line, man, it's something that we have to really exploit. And one thing that worries me about this game is that the Jaguars against mobile quarterbacks, they've been really bad against mobile quarterbacks. You look, we've lost to guys like Dak Prescott, Marcus Mariota, Patrick Mahomes, all guys who can get out of the pocket really well. And we just haven't been able to contain them, man. We've got to be able to crash the edges with our defensive ends, Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, Dante Fowler. Crash the ends, contain him, and if he's going to scramble, force him to scramble up. And it's rough, man. If I were the Texans, what I would do is I would literally drop back, do a 3-step drop with Deshaun Watson, go ahead and let him roll out, just because we haven't been able to contain these mobile quarterbacks. You look at the Titans game. The Jaguars lost that game 6-9 against the Titans. Marcus Mariota had over 50 rushing yards, and that was ultimately kind of the decider of the game, as they really couldn't do anything else on offense. Dak Prescott had over 80 yards rushing. Deshaun Watson is probably a better mobile quarterback than really all those guys. And it's going to be tough. Deshaun Watson, he's a guy who can make all the throws, but he isn't a complete product at all yet. He makes a lot of stupid throws a lot of balls that's up there for grabs, and we have to be able to exploit his youngness. We have to be able to hit him early, hit him often, to make him just feel uneasy out there in the game. So that's the main thing I'm worried about with the Texans on offense. I don't really think they're going to do much in the run game, just because I don't think that their offensive linemen will be able to block us the man for man very well, just against our really good defensive line, front 7 versus their kind of bad offensive line. But I'm worried about the passing game. I'm worried about guys like DeAndre Hopkins. Will Fuller is even a deep threat. They got this guy like Kuti or something like that. He's been doing pretty well. And I know Texans fans are probably going to kill me for probably mispronouncing that, but I don't really care. So, yeah, they got some offensive weapons. DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to make a bunch of grabs. They always target him, no matter who's matched up against him, no matter what year we play him. They force feed him the ball, and he always does well because he's one of the top receivers in the game. So it's really about locking down their passing attack, being able to contain, be able to pressure and contain Deshaun Watson. Don't let him roll out. Hit him early. It's all about being able to cover the wide receivers well. You know, DeAndre Hopkins and whatnot. They're all very, very good players. And stopping the run. I mean, I don't really have much trust, like I said, that the run game is going to be, you know, having much impact. It's just all about, man, we got to lock down their pass. Now, when you go to the Jaguars offense, man, it's rough. It's extremely, extremely rough, just with Blake Bortles playing bad and inconsistent. The wide receivers that's turning out to be looking like a subpar wide receiver group, and every other position that's getting injured like crazy. We're on a third left tackle. We're down. We started up the season with 3 tight ends. 2 of them were on IR, then one of them didn't even practice today in James O'Shaughnessy. You're down to 1 running back in TJ Gallen. You called up Jamal Charles to be the running back too, and you know, it's rough. And our offense, really, to be able to be good, we have to be able to establish a run game. And I don't think the Jaguars have been able to do that very well, just because they don't want to run TJ Yellen to the ground, who also happens to be pretty injured. But we have to be able to establish a run game, and it's going to be tough. They have a really, really good front 7. They have guys like Jadeveon Clowney. J.J. Watt is back to his old J.J. Watt form. Whitney Merciless comes in there on backup duty, kind of like Dante Fowler does. Even McKinney, Cunningham, all these guys are good. You know, McKinney, he's a linebacker who can even rush the passer. I mean, they have an extremely good front 7. They have a veteran group of like defensive backs with guys like, you know, Tyrann Mathieu, Joseph, and everything. So the Jaguars, man, they got to be able to establish a run, and it's scary, man. This defense is really, really good, this Texans defense. So we're going to have to win our battles. We're going to have to win on individual battles. We're going to have to actually do our job. It's not even about, like I said in my last video, it's not about making a play. It's about doing your job. You know, Blake, if you drop back and you're you know, protected, throw the ball accurately. If the ball hits you in the hands, receivers, catch the ball. The offensive linemen, make your blocks. You know, everyone, they just had to be able to do their job, and it's a huge key for this game. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, this is probably the least confident I've ever been going into a Jaguar game ever since we played Houston Texans before week 1 of 2017. It's just, our team, our defense has been playing well. I mean, the last 2 games, we were down 20-0 at halftime against the Chiefs. We're down 24-0 at halftime against the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, the Texans are arguably a better team than the Dallas Cowboys. They beat them a couple weeks ago, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, and really, I guess a huge thing, man, we got to be able to score early. Because like I said, we've been getting shut out in the first half. Score early. First time you get the ball, man, put that damn ball in. Like, it's tough. Hopefully we'll able to defer. Hopefully we can get a defense to come out there and set a tone. You know, hopefully we can maybe get the ball at the 35-yard line or something like that, and really cater to our offense, because our offense, man, like I said, it's injured. Our quarterback isn't playing well. No receiver is really stepping up and being that big guy. You know, I think that Keelan Cole really has the best potential to be a wide receiver number 1, but I don't think he's very reliable. I think D.D. Westbrook is really good, but he seems more like a number 2, you know, slot guy, and, you know, Moncrief just doesn't seem into it. DJ Chark, he's still developing. You know, maybe DJ Chark, he's shown that he can go deep. Maybe try some balls deep, you know? If you're at like a 3rd and 8 from your own, like, what, 35-yard line, why don't you just Hail Mary it to DJ Chark? See what you got. You know, if you have the punt, you have the punt. I don't know, man. Just let's get something new going. Hopefully we're able to establish a run game. Hopefully we can get the run game to kind of set up the pass, maybe set up the play action. I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a tough game. Hopefully we don't get blown out in the first half like we had the last couple of games. Hopefully the Jaguars come out and show that, hey, we're still a good team. We can still come out here and do this. I mean, this is as must win as it gets, because you don't want to drop to 0-2 in the division, losing your 2 divisional games to the Titans and the Texans, the 2 teams that are actually in contention to win the AFC South. It's a big game. It's a huge game for the Jaguars. Don't doubt to 3-4. If you win this game, you're most likely 4-3 and at the top of the AFC South all by yourself. So it's a big game. It's at home. Jaguars are now, what, 2-1 at home right now. It's familiar territory, so hopefully the Jaguars can come in, take care of business, play up to their top potential, and do this thing. So, yeah, that's my preview to the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.